Hello, welcome on in. Hey, is everything roughly there? I haven't turned my lights on, you can tell. How's it going? You'd think I'd be more well prepared, seeing how long it's taken me to actually get here. But I didn't, so here we are. Time for another watch party, baby. Okay. I am ready. My body is ready. How's it going, Derpy? Ian, thank you for lurking, dude. I hope you're able to watch it soon and undoubtedly love it, you know? I'm testing a new formula encoding out as well, just to see how it looks and does. I can't really blame the picture too much. The lighting isn't fantastic, but hey, here we are. We're live finally. I have my coffee. Sorry, work's really hectic this last like 2 weeks, so I've been a bit. Although I've been as early to the parties as much as I'd like to be, just because. For anyone who doesn't know, it's probably my last week at my current job. I will be getting another job, but with much more time, and therefore more time to throw at this, which is what I was been trying to do for quite a while. So, hell yeah! But as a result, I'm trying to tie up loose ends, and then someone was ill today, so I had to cover for them. So what was going to be probably me done in like an hour kind of day, I was there for 6 hours. So now that we've done all that, I get to finally enjoy some freaking Star Wars, my dudes. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Okay. Thought I'd just give it an extra minute or two, just so everyone has got a bit of time. Perfect. And obviously, if you're watching along, be sure to hit the like button. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. Right. Let's at least get ready. There's just something about, like, I was actually going to do this at my what's it called, at my computer today, and I was like, there's just something about sitting back here. So I want to make this backdrop like prettier, but there's just something really cool about being able to just watch on the TV, sit back, and I'm so glad that I actually took the time and effort to put this setup together. It wasn't quick and it wasn't easy, so I'm very glad I've done that. Obviously, there's still improvements to be made. Lighting could definitely be better. I need a blind. I need to change what's above me as well, but hey, small steps, you know? Rome wasn't built in a day. The Qui-Gon Ting, I was going to say the mountain, Qui-Gon Ting didn't build his setup in a single night. But let's get it all ready at least. Now today is definitely a shorter episode than like 37 minutes with credits. So that's going to be like 30 minutes, 32. I'm going to make sure it's all ready to go before we carry on. I tell you one thing though, it's a much easier watching experience watching on a TV, because every time I've tried to like set up, well, as you guys know, when we're doing the Andor watch parties and the Mando season 3 stuff, every time we tried to do a counter, it would end up just freezing entirely. So I want to make sure it's actually working before. Cool. It is, my dudes. Perfect. Okay, we're all there. Give it an extra minute or so, and then we will begin. A bit more, slightly more head-on angle. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. Sorry, this is very close to my face. I promise you, I am somewhat professional. Promise. Okay, perfect. Ready for this though? I am ready. So let's go. Let's get everything sorted. Okay, I think it's time we get started. Now, ladies and gents, everyone, let's begin. And then we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Obviously, we're gonna watch the recap. I still love that I called Corellia though. Tell you what, Marok is so interesting though. The last Inquisitor. Would it be fair to call him that? The last Inquisitor? I think it would. So it's quite interesting. It's good we had that progressment though in the first 2 episodes. You know, they're back to being Master and Padawan yet again. I like that. Now we were talking about this at greater length on a stream yesterday, but what I'm hoping is that this show does a very good job of explaining things and doesn't expect people to have watched Rebels. Oh, that's cool. Did we ever see that in Clone Wars? So awesome though. Droids are either sassy or anxious, and there's no in between. Almost. Very Anakin there. Like you see it in Tales of the Jedi when it's just like, failed, let's go again. Time to fly. Okay, okay. Those A-Wings? Yeah, it is. Cool. Whole damn fleet. What city are they above? Can't be Coruscant. Mothma's back. Hey, Jason. Oh. Hey. Nice. Hmm. I mean, a long line, would you consider Obi-Wan? Qui-Gon, yes. Anakin, yes. Obi-Wan, though, much more traditional. I did say that this was gonna happen. Oh, what are these? Oh, those are cool. Hey, there we go. Just 5 more to go. Or 3. Tractor beam. Oh damn. Yeah, you can kind of see that coming. He's not gonna get any more broken, you know? Now we're talking. Ooh. Virgo? Virgo? Virgo! Hey, they lost him. Nice. Mm. Okay, nothing game breaking, but I'm perfectly happy with that. That was a good episode. I love this theme. So cool having like the violin and the cello play together like that. It's absolutely awesome. And it way down now. Okay, initial thoughts on the episode. Yeah, no, I enjoyed that. It was a good episode. You know, I know straight away there'll be some people that will feel like it's the same with all the shows really. Some people will feel like they need more to happen in an episode. But I'm glad they showed what they did. You know, we got a little bit further with the plot. We know that all these now the characters now know what Morgan has planned and how wants to. She's building a machine capable of jumping to the far reaches of the galaxy. We see more of Ahsoka and Sabine synergizing yet again as a master and Padawan, because obviously in the first episode they're incredibly reluctant. We get the acceptance that they are now master and Padawan at the end of the second episode, and in this one we see them learning to work again as a team, which is cool. We obviously it's almost like it's like what I said in the prediction video. We see the New Republic incompetence, the unwillingness to do any kind of action, which will throw them out of the mix. We get to see Jason Syndulla, which is cool, you know, and how he wants to be a Jedi. So it wouldn't surprise me if this season ended on him being taught by Ahsoka. Like, could this all end? You know, we know like how Luke's starting at the moment. He's got his own Jedi temple right now. Is it around about the same time as the Mandalorian season 3, right? Near-ish. What's stopping Ahsoka from having her own little group of Padawans? You know, between Sabine, Jason, maybe Ezra in the future. You know, there's not a lot stopping it. It's gonna be cool. It is gonna be cool. So obviously, next episode is gonna be a hunt in the forest. The question is that all the episode's gonna be? You wasn't a fan of this episode. What was the reason for it? And how you doing, Derpy? I just stopped the timer really because it's beyond stopped now. Was kind of disappointed. I mean, depends what you I guess what you were expecting. But for me personally, like I was fine with that because it's stuff that needs to happen. So I think some shows are in danger of omitting too much information. Like they just expect you to know these kind of things. But seeing a one-off of Sabine's training, learning the full intentions of Morgan, seeing what's going on with the New Republic, I think these are all essential things that have to be shown. And it's one of those ones where, like, Spent too much time in ships and seeing Ahsoka in space gave me Last Jedi PTSD. It's nothing like that. She literally wore a suit. This isn't like frickin' Leia, who got blasted to frickin' pieces, freezing in space, and then like force frickin' moving herself through the thing. You know, this is nothing like that. It's this is literally what they did in Clone Wars several times, which is wear a suit, attach it, and go outside. How many missions did he? Hell, there was even a whole mission in Clone Wars dedicated to Anakin and Ahsoka mounting a freaking ATST onto Venator ships. Give you flashbacks though? I mean, it can give you flashbacks. I don't think they're anything alike personally, but that's fair enough. I'm not against too much time on a ship because it was a short episode as well. You know, it was only really 32 minutes, 33. I'm fine with that. I will say, Star Wars is at its best when you get to see these amazing variety of detailed planets, and we just basically saw more of what we saw last time in terms of planet. We just get to see the same place that Baylan had gone to. But so long as this is like pretty much the only episode like this, I just like what it does. It reaffirms that again, because it has to keep being reaffirmed for some reason. Because for the longest time, originally they made out like everyone has the Force, not everyone's capable. Then they went really weirdly, like you had to be a Skywalker or a Palpatine to be anything of note. And then obviously in Last Jedi, and now in this again, they're reaffirming that no, everyone has the Force. It was too short of an episode, that's why I'm disappointed, and I can get... So, basically, would you have been perfectly fine with this episode if it continued after the land of the ship, and Baylan was now hunting them in the forest, and we got to see that as transpire as well, in the same episode? Would you have been perfectly happy with seeing Ahsoka out in her spacesuit, being on her ship, training Sabine? Would you have been fine with those things? And I can guarantee we're not getting Thrawn. What do you mean you can guarantee we're not getting Thrawn? Will they deal with Thrawn in the first season? Absolutely not. Yes? I mean, then it's not really too much time in a ship. It's just not a long enough episode for you. That's just all it is, you know? You know, I'm fine with the short episode personally. To me, like this idea that they had to hit these like kind of like time goals is not the way to tell a story. So if they can't find a way to like round it, because I guarantee they might even looked at making this one episode with the trees and or the forest chase scene, and they'd have been like, right, we can't actually fit this in 20 minutes or whatever it would need to be for this episode to be under an hour. So this would just be its own episode, and we'll add on from there instead. I mean, also I can also guarantee we're not going to get Thrawn. He'll get away by the end of the season because there's gonna be a movie. We know that. I think it'd been better if they had a cliffhanger with something going wrong in the woods and getting captured. I mean, something might not go wrong though. That might not be something. You know what I mean? They haven't got to end on a cliffhanger. You know. We already had technically one episode end on. We can't really call it a cliffhanger because they released it as a 2 episode, like as a part 1 and 2 episode thing. But we knew that Sabine was going to survive anyway from the trailers. But I don't think you need to like do a cliffhanger. They'd already kind of been shot down, really. You know, they've had to land for repair, so there'll be like a load of panic repairing and There'll be a fight with Balin. There'll be a fight with Sabine. That's probably where we see the trailer clip where she's trying to use the Force on Shin Hati. Failing or succeeding? I'm going to assume failing. But yeah, I don't think you need to end on a cliffhanger. Because let's face it, if it got to the point where, like, let's say they get separated, and it's Sabine, like, Ahsoka can't find Sabine, so we know that help isn't nearby to help her. Like, no one's nearby to ensure that she can survive this time. And, you know, the power of the lightsaber is up and then the camera cuts. Next time. You know, it just feels cheap, in my opinion. It feels cheap. I might be the only person with this opinion, though. I have to, obviously, this is just my opinion. I don't have the right way of thinking. Have to clarify. You know, we all have our own opinions, and that's fine. It's personally, I think cliffhangers are kind of cheap. That's a me thing, though. Sabine isn't Force sensitive, though. No, but they are teasing the idea that the difference between a Force using Jedi and the actual person is talent. And she won't have a lot of Force affinity, but I guarantee, or I'm adamant, she'll learn some kind of push-pull thing. It doesn't have to be like freaking Obi-Wan lifting all the rocks or Vader yeeting half a freaking cliff across like at 100 miles an hour. But it wouldn't surprise me if she learned enough to Force push or Force pull. That's the way I see it. Yeah, is she as Force sensitive? Absolutely not. Would she have passed the Jedi thing? Absolutely not. But there's obviously going to be a fine line between the people who pass to become a Jedi and the people who aren't Force sensitive at all. There's going to be like some middle ground. There's going to be a place in between where they are definitely capable, just not to a level in which the Jedi Council or the Jedi Order wouldn't deem enough to like train it, nurture it. However, that is just my theory. Because we do see a clip of Sabine like this, and to me that's going to be another failed Force moment. Or then there always is kind of joke that she learns best when the situation arises, so she could have a making of moment. So long as it doesn't end in freaking Sabine getting stabbed again, that's all I care about. I'm not a fan of that idea because it's playing with fire, and fans will be fans, not me. It's just may come back to hurt them for viewership. What would come back to hurt them for viewership? If you mean like make every episode so it's jam packed, you know, that would definitely help them more with viewership. Should you have episodes where less things happen? Absolutely. But you know, it's episode 3. Probably be one of those things where, you know, when episode 3 or when the season is finished and you can binge it, it makes more, you know, it's much more friendly to cohesively just go through the whole thing and just watch it in a quick fashion, and then it all, like, you don't have to wait a week for more to happen. I mean, that's just kind of TV though. I mean, I know we're in a bit more of a binge culture nowadays where, you know, Netflix release half a season or whole seasons at a time. But obviously Disney Plus want our money for at least 2 months, you know? They have mine all year because I always want to be able to watch Star Wars, but you know. Same results with the sequel and the backlash? I don't understand. So what about this relates to the sequels and the backlash, if you don't mind me asking? Oh damn, I missed it. It's a dope shirt. It is, to be fair. You can get it from Boohoo. Boohoo.com. I'm not sponsored. It's just a sick baggy shirt, you know. Yo, what's up, Mike? How you doing, dude? Have you seen the episode? We are discussing it. So I've got freaking Zelda music in my head. But no, yeah, no. Would you mind me asking if I ask for more clarification, Derpy? I am curious. I haven't seen how this is received by other people yet, because I avoided Twitter, because I had to go on a site appointment. I have. Thoroughly enjoyed it personally. Same. Same. Derpy does feel that they got a bit of sequel PTSD when it came to Ahsoka being outside the ship, but I personally don't agree. Only because she was wearing a suit. She literally did what they always do in Clone Wars, but. The writing of ideas like that piss off certain fans. Not me though, I'm just saying fans that are a-holes. I mean, it's long been known that the Force resides in everyone. The first ever film. Episode 4, New Hope. Just a funny sentence in its own right. The first ever film, episode 4. The Force surrounds us, binds us, and penetrates all living beings in the galaxy. It's long been known that the Force resides in literally everyone. Now, but that doesn't mean that everyone was capable of wielding the Force. But everyone has it. In their own way. And it's the only thing I really enjoyed about The Last Jedi. Was that kid on Canto Bight, Force pulling the broom into his hand. It's the one thing he got right. And it was so funny to me because so many people said, hey, look, this film shows that everyone's capable. No. Everyone has always had the Force. For those who are capable of using it, much less. And also, to be fair, Derpy, if you want to say this as well, dude, the cliffhanger could be, do they get captured or not in the forest? That could be a cliffhanger on its own. The fact they've landed, and we know that Baden has sent everyone to find them, that in itself is a cliffhanger. Will they be found? I know that, but certain fans are a-holes. You don't do what you do based on a small vocal minority of a community. You don't change that. It's not worth it, okay, do we remind everyone that everyone is capable of the Force? We could, but then 2% of Star Wars fans on X.com or Twitter will yell at me and say I'm ruining Star Wars. Let's just tell our story, I'm assuming you're just playing devil's advocate then, if you're saying that you don't feel this way, but you think other people will feel this way. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, it's like the one thing that I liked about it. But what I hated, there was a message that everyone took from that moment, because a lot of people were like, look, see, everyone is capable. It's like, we know they're all capable. We know they all have the Force. You know what? If you ever want to see it, or listen to it, sorry. Star Wars New Canon Book Club. They have an old one now, which is really cool. But those guys in there, they did a video, like a podcast on The Last Jedi, and they go over it, and they go over that exact moment, and they have a very similar reaction to me, and it's they're like, that was always the case. Come on, Oh, but no, I enjoy this episode. Do I want to watch more? Yeah. But that's because it's Star Wars, and I freaking love Star Wars. It's always how I'm going to feel. And you know what? This episode just reaffirmed how much I loved Ahsoka's ship. That thing is so cool. You know, that thing is freaking awesome. We have to see how it goes. Absolutely, you know, absolutely. Although it was just okay episode. That's fair. That is perfectly fair and perfectly valid. I did see some people saying they were afraid it was going to become a Sabine show because they were like, oh, you know, with Obi-Wan, it was more about Reva, and with Mando, season 3 became about Bo. I think people are just uh, sorry, what? I think it fell off from the premiere, but that's just me. I think it's way too early to judge that. If this has taught me anything, right? The experiences and the encounters I've had with people in regards to these episodes, not just this one, but in Kenobi, in Mando, I think the traditional format is not of releasing an episode every single week is getting jarring for people. We live in a day and age where everything is like that. Right now. Boom. I want to know this thing. We're having a discussion about a certain thing. Boom. I can Google it. Boom. I can do this. I can get instant gratification. And a weekly show doesn't give instant gratification. For me, as someone who freaking loves Star Wars, you know, it gives me a week to discuss what's happened in the episode. It gives me time to make videos and release them on YouTube. It gives me chances to have these moments. Because let's face it, if they released a full, like every, if they released every single episode back to back to back straight away in the first week, it'd be like, here's our watch party. It'd be a 9-hour binge or 6-hour binge, and that would be the end of it. That would suck. That would be genuinely terrible. I'm not even joking. I would actually hate that. Honestly, I think they could have made this into a movie. I mean, we'll find out though. And the thing is though, this will end on a movie. We know that's guaranteed. We know this is ending on a movie from Star Wars Celebrations. What was there? So it's Mike. But we know that it's going to end with a movie. How many seasons of this we get? We don't know. 1, 2, 3. But we know it's ending one because it's going to tie up all these little loose ends from Mando, from Ahsoka, from maybe something else. And it's going to tie up in this grand movie, which that's where they will deal with Thrawn, personally. I think it'd be weird introducing Sabine into live action and not having her be a focal point to a degree. The only thing that's be jarring to people, and it's feedback, it's criticism I really get, is that the way we got this like focus on Sabine, a lot of it's what someone brought up yesterday actually in the gaming stream. It was like, why do I care about these characters? Because, you know, us as Rebels fans, people who watch the animated show, we feel a certain way because we watch Sabine. We watch Kanan, Ezra, Zeb, and Hera, and of course Ahsoka. We watched all of them in the animation. So we instantly care about these characters. So we know why Sabine is a focus point because she is a main character. But you know, people see a show called Ahsoka and they go, why hasn't Ahsoka got 100% of the time? Why do I care about Sabine? Why do I care about Ezra? Why do I care about Thrawn? Why do I care about any of this? You know, and I do get that. You know, I instantly know how menacing Thrawn is. Okay, Thrawn has potential. In fact, no, he is the biggest threat to the New Republic. Hell, he'd be the biggest threat to the Republic if it was still around, because the dude is a cold, calculating villain who's incredibly intelligent. He's all of those things. So, but I know that because we had 4 seasons and we've had 3 books, and this show doesn't expect you to know that, but it does mean that half the audience or a quarter of the audience is in on it already. You know what I mean? And you have this jarring experience where I'm instantly like, whoa. And then the lady, she's like, who the fuck's Ezra? You know what I mean? Like, you have this thing, and it is a problem with going over characters that have already been covered in another format. And this whole idea that everyone should know what's going on with here because of this and that and this and that and this and that. And Book of Boba was the worst one for it. The way that tied in with Mando was awful, in my opinion. That's what I want to see not happen again. I don't want, like, Book of Boba, you know, having like 6 episodes and 2 of them were just straight up freaking Mando episodes. Because then people who were like loved Mando but didn't want to watch Boba didn't understand a huge part of the plot, i.e. getting Grogu back. You know what I mean? But no, I'm going on a tangent now. But right now, I'm going to hold out the opinion this could have been a movie, just because we don't actually know that yet. When we see the next 8, when we see the full 8 episodes, we'll have a full discussion and be like, could this have been a film? And what I'm hoping is the answer is no. You have to cater for the people who haven't watched Rebels, which I think they're doing well so far. They have absolutely done it well. It's not anything they've done wrong. It's just the fact that existing Rebels fans already know. They haven't gone, hey, remember that time that this happened and this happened? Oh yeah, that was great. And that's the end of the conversation. They haven't done that, which is perfect, because that keeps everyone on the same page. But the reality is, you know, there's a whole other book that that other people have already read, so they know important things, or not even necessarily important things. Like, nothing that's happened in Rebels has technically affected how we interact with the show. We don't know any more about where Ezra is, where Thrawn is. We just know that he took him somewhere with the Purgle, and that's it. That's all we know, and that he hasn't come back. Which is where this show starts off as well. I think it's just jarring to some people that they don't care for Ezra. But the reality is, we have to care for Ezra because Sabine clearly cares for Ezra. No, it's been how many years? And she's still looking at a hologram of Ezra. And they show that. They show her, like, not pining, but you know what I mean? She's like, you can see she misses. She misses him. So the show has done a very good job of showing this. Anyways, I'm off to work. Have a good one, dude. No worries, man. If you don't somehow see this, I'm sorry. YouTube has like a 20-second delay. I apologize. But thank you for popping by, dude. Oh my god, I'm going into these like tangents right now with Star Wars. But I mean, it's great. It's freaking awesome. So overall thoughts. I enjoyed the episode. I had a good time. Obviously, I'll be eagerly awaiting for next week, where we can, well, see more. See more Balin. See more Shin Hati. I'm assuming Morgan is going to get to the far reaches. Yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot on the horizon. Do they get captured in the forest? Who knows? But I think we'll call it there, guys. I really enjoyed it. And obviously more so, I enjoyed discussing it with you guys after as well. So I hope you all enjoyed today's watch party. I'm going to go think of a video I want to do. And yeah, have a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, night, whatever time it is for you. And remember, the Force will be with you. Always.